What's good, y'all? Back at it again with another video, Relationship Talk with G's. And we're going to be talking about the importance of therapy and why people are avoiding it. Without further ado, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's roll the intro.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
All right. What you got for me? Relationship talk. Let me see. I can't see it. Relationship talk with G's.
How are you?
I almost read that as G Easy.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. He was looking kinda dumb.
I think the way y'all think that is dumb.
He really did. He really did.
Y'all are crazy. Now what you trying to make? Because these bitches is crazy.
Everyone cheese against the parents. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chaos.
With his finger and his thumb in.
What's going on?
Crazy.
I got some questions for y'all.
But this is crazy.
For me.
I got some questions for all y'all.
Hold on, guys. Not yet.
Well, the years start coming.
What you got going on, man?
I didn't even like this topic right here.
Everything the girls used to do,
Niggas
now.
run down.
Put bitches' windows, flat their bitches' tires. Anyway, what's up, man? What's the topic, man? What y'all talking about, man?
It's right there pinned up. Let's
We want to know
price.
if you got a price.
Is a bluebird blue?
You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get your show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
Kind of makes me wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Relationship Talk with G's, where our conversations keep you pleased. I'm your boy, A1Gs. You have now stepped into the Guru's house. Take your shoes off for entering. And this is the house blog that talks about all things relationships, never late with it, family, friends, significant other, business relationships, and self. We talk all things relationships. So you know how it's going down when I'm around. If you don't bite, give me a like. Okay, if you're a vibe, hit the subscribe. Give the video a big thumbs up and let me know what you think about this. And without further ado, let's get right to it. Question of the house, dissecting a problem. So we're using a relationship category of self. And listen, let me know what y'all think. I'm going to run this by real quick. Your answer may be as simple as we will accept. It may not be as simple in this video. So throughout this video, I really want to dissect this topic from various standpoints throughout your opinions, okay? I want this as candid and as honest as possible. With that said, the question is simple, but the answer is not. Also, if you're a therapist, if you're in this field, please provide your expertise in the comment section, as it is more than welcome in this field of conversation. And I want to hear all of your explanations in detail, and I want a mature discussion on this, not a debate, okay? I don't want a versus battle. I want a bipartisan discussion on this by putting all of your, differing ideas together. I want all of you to have a mature, structured dialogue back and forth with each other when I ask this question. What are the various reasons, in your opinion, or from your known fact, why many men and women evade the thought of going to therapy? So I asked this question inside of the Guru's house. If you don't know what the Guru's house is, the Guru's house is my official community of Relationship Talk with G's podcast. And inside of the actual group itself, the Guru's house, I did get a very interesting answer from someone who happens to be a therapist. And she said, in the Black community, we are supposed to go to church, and it's for white people historically, and then finding the right therapist can be daunting and expensive. Also, most therapists should not be, one, and the people do not want to be vulnerable with a stranger or face what the problem is or the role they played, or they don't understand what it actually is. Now that everyone calls themselves a coach, it's causing confusion on therapy because the two are nothing alike, so they think it's advice and it's not. I want to say this though, right? That's a great, very, wow, I was about to mix my words up. That's a very great answer. I do want to say this. Just because you are certified does not mean you are qualified. I want to tell a personal story. When I was a child, I went to child therapy. I was put in therapy, had anger management issues. And the problem with that was the therapist that I had. This female therapist, I absolutely hated her. She used to tell all my business, and I used to be under the impression that I thought therapy was an outlet that you could just let all your personal thoughts out. Like, okay, this therapist is your human journal. You can let everything out with no judgment. We listen and we don't judge. Nope. Wasn't that. It turned out to be a catastrophe. And on top of that, she told all my business. So I'm like, is this a family therapy session or is this an individual therapy session? So that's another thing. Some people have already been to therapy and gotten the wrong idea. Some people have told me that the child went to therapy and it was a secret. Not for me. All my business got told. And I didn't like it. I also didn't like that I had a female therapist after I had a substitute. It was one day she wasn't available and I ended up getting this intern, and it happened to be this male. I had one session with him, and then I was like, you know what? I don't need this therapy anymore. I think I know the problem to my issues. Now, what I want to know from y'all is, do you think that, and let's start with children, do you think that if it's a male child, it should be a male therapist? Do you think if it's a male female, that it should be a female therapist? I think, and to be honest, I even watched from Kevin Samuels, and some of y'all are gonna hate when I say this. Kevin Samuels believes that a male should have a male therapist and a female should have a male therapist. I say, in my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, not my expertise. And like I said, your advice is very welcome, especially if you're in this field. I'd say each gender should have that same gender therapist. Now, unless it's couples, that's a different story. You know what I mean? Is it coming from someone that has experience, marital experience? Just because you're married and a therapist doesn't mean you're qualified. Because what if you're going through your own stuff in your marriage, and who are you to, give counsel on someone else's experience? But the main thing I want to cover is individual therapy, not couples, right? And in your opinion, do you think a male should have a male therapist and a female should have a female therapist? That's one of the things that I want y'all to know, right? And you're going to hear some of the feedback, maybe possibly throughout this video. Hit that comment section. Hit that comment section. I think you're gonna like that. You're gonna like what I have to offer here, because it's a learning session, right? We're here to learn together. And let me tell you something. You don't lose. You do not lose. On this channel, you do not lose. In life, you don't lose. You learn and you win. You win and you learn, but you don't lose. You win and you take lessons. The moment that you lose, the only time that you lose is when you give up. There are a lot of adults that are going through, there are a lot of adults that are still battling traumas. Maybe they don't realizing that they're fighting demons because they have not addressed their childhood traumas. And I say that to say, where do they start? Where do they start to battle that fear? It sounds like by that answer that we were raised in a institutional household, institutional teachings. Like you were forced to do this, you were forced to do it that way. I mean, well, if you think about it, children are sponges. They're only going to follow the leader. They're only going to do what the parent tells them to do. They're going to repeat what the parent repeats. Think about it. How many times does a mom say to an infant, mama, mom, mommy? And not speaking like Stewie, but, or dad, dad, say dad, dad. And eventually you start getting the mannerisms like that. You start getting the words, and eventually you say your first word. You repeat that, right? Now think about the same infant who is under a Spanish family. You see that same thing. Children who learn their native language as the first language. And children who are in the Spanish family speak Spanish first. And now they're speaking full-blown Spanish. A 5-year-old speaking full-blown Spanish better than an adult because it's what you were taught. You are only going to learn what you're taught or what you're forced to be taught as a child. So, you know, when you're adapted to a system where you think this is the way, you think that that is normal until you see things that are abnormal. And you're like, wait, maybe you won't even find out till like maybe like a teenager, your adolescent years, 13 going up. When you get a little bit of liberty, you start being able to catch that bus, go to high school on your own. You start to see different lifestyles and stuff like that. And you start to see your friends, you know, like doing different things. And you're like, wait, hold on, wait a minute now. I never got to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Perfect example. Ari Spears, a funny comedian, black comedian. He and I said his race for a reason. So he said one day there was his kid, right? White kid, it was a friend. He invited him over to the house to play the video games. And the mom called him. He was like, yes. Right? Called him. He was like, yes, mom. And the white kid was like, well, hold on. I don't deal with that at my house. We talk back. Wait, I can't do that. He said, no, you can't take that. Black family, he like, yeah, all right. You gonna get a hand and a belt or a shoe or an iron across your face. So the kid said, I got you, no problem. So he goes to his mom and he talks back to his mom. She get that same hand to him. And next thing you know, he's singing the old Negro spirituals. You know, but basically what I'm saying is if you're taught a certain way, however that you grow up, you think this is the way. So you start seeing things that you've never seen before. And then you start questioning your life. Like we were taught that Santa was real. Or that Easter had everything to do with the bunny and Easter egg hunts. But bunnies don't hatch eggs. So it's like, where do we start once it clicks in that something wasn't right and that we were lied to? So that's an interesting question that I would like to know. That's an interesting question that I would like to know from y'all. Where do you start? Some people don't know, or forget being scared to go to therapy. Some people don't know where to start. And this is just a little small segment. I want to know in the comment section, where do you think we should start? There's going to be a multiple series on this. Where do you think we should start? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I want to tell you this. In order to resolve an issue, you must be able to acknowledge that one is present. But where do you start? Once it sinks in, once you realize that, hold up, something's not wrong, who do you talk to? You don't go to a therapist. Who do you talk to? Where do you start? And are you going to take their advice? Because obviously you don't know the way if you're going to somebody for this advice. So obviously, who do you talk to if you don't go to a therapist? Because obviously you don't know the way if you're going to somebody for advice. So like, where do you start? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Okay. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And we're going to do a part 2 on this. Okay. So you understand what I'm saying? We got to talk about this because there's a lot of things that we were taught and we got to unlearn what we learned. And we don't know where to start. So where do you start once you realize it? What I would like to know is, where would you start? If this was you, where would you start? If not therapy, where would you start? Or what's it going to take for you to at least give therapy a try? It's kind of like Black Eyed Peas. You don't know that.
As always, thank you for tuning into Relationship Talk with G's, where our conversations keep you pleased.
I hit that by mistake. But my twin, he gets so excited, man. But yeah, I want to know, like, where do you start? If this was you, where would you start? So again, give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, holla at your boy.
As always, thank you for tuning into Relationship Talk with G's, where our conversations keep you pleased. I'm your boy A1G's. And if you know the vibes, hit subscribe. If you don't bite, give me a like. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think on the subject matter. Let's have a community forum discussion about it. After this, don't forget to ring that bell. Make sure you turn on all notifications. Make sure it's turned on to all so you do not miss a single live stream or pre-recorded video or anything on YouTube, okay? Keep yourself up to date. Be the first in the know what's going on with the platform. And until next time, holla at your boy. I'll see you on the next live stream or on the next video.